should have destroyed Carthage, every man, woman, and child, many years ago.
Hello everybody and welcome back once again to Let's Play Total War Rome 2 the Julia campaign, and in the last session we ended up dealing the Arevaci a couple of crucial blows. We captured Numantia after an ambush attack on Legio Protestus. The attack was repelled and the path was made for Legio Gladius to swoop on in and capture Numantia. And over here we captured Ars. So, sorry. Childish, I know, but it always amuses me, the name of this place. And yeah, so they have one settlement left, Carthage. They have one full stack army by the looks of it. We have our spies, our diplomats, and whatever else patrolling around, just keeping an eye on the situation. And we can't see any other armies. The only area we can't see is round about here. They could have one lingering somewhere down here, so we could do with just checking that out with our spy. So we'll do that to start with at the moment. Okay, and everything seems clear. I think we'll leave him there for now. We'll leave him counter spying and keep an eye out for anything untoward. So hoping that this army doesn't sort of come down here. This is a fleet, in fact, not an army. It's no doubt got a load of crappy troops on the boats should they dock and get onto land, but yeah, if they was to come and reinforce Carthage, which would be the thing to do in my opinion, could prove very difficult for us to take it. But as I said in the last session, what we are doing is we are leaving these two armies here for a couple of turns to replenish. One will garrison and then one will swoop off down, try and capture that, and if necessary we can reinforce with this army here. So we'll play that by ear. So we'll get to doing that in a very short while. I was just looking around the diplomatic status of the campaign map as it stands right now, and sort of making future plans really. After we have conquered the Arevaci, that will be the Iberian area secure, when considering people that we were unfriendly with. Obviously we're in the green with the Cantabri, the Galaci are sort of neutral, the Turdetani were neutral as well. They don't like the fact that we're at war with the Arevaci, but hey ho, they're not doing anything about it. So there's nowhere here to expand really that we're thriving about, we're overly happy with. Everybody there is sort of okay with our presence, so we don't have any urgency there. So wondering we could push into Africa, but again the Marseillais neutral, we don't have a beef with them, we don't have anything to say, we don't really want to go stirring up a hornet's nest, which just leaves us up in the northern reaches. Now actually our client state are a little bit unhappy with us at the moment due to a variety of things. We have the Arevaci here, and look at this little old island called Britannia. Unfriendly, ripe for conquering. So I think after we are done with the Arevaci, our 4 legions that we currently have mobile at the moment that have conquered this land down here will muster together once again, replenish, maybe even undergo a few changes here and there. Legio Sanguine looking a little bit like an old banger now, needs a bit of refurb, and then take them north, eliminating the Arevaci and then pushing into Britannia and conquering this island. That seems to me like the best thing. And before we do that, we could even go to the Reti and say, guess what, Reti, you asked us to help you against the Iceni? Well, now we offer our services, and that might just, with a bit of diplomacy and maybe even a small tiny little tribute, depending on how good a mood we're in, might just change their views on us a little bit. Because we don't want them to rebel now, do we? We don't want to have to put them to the sword and crush them beneath our boots, if it can be helped. So that's the sort of medium-term plan. Conquer the Arevaci, stabilise the situation down here in the eastern coast of Iberia, and then we shall push north and head to Britannia. So we'll enjoy that. Of course, unless the game dictates otherwise. So let's end the turn and see if it does. I haven't really done any building work this session. Our treasury could do with building up a touch, so I'm going to hold off building for the next, well, the next 2 or 3 years, which is about 6 turns. We have plenty of food, our income is good, So we'll just give it a bit of time and build up our coffers again. Because ultimately when we do finally leave Iberia, as in keeping with our tradition...
I offer this in the name of our people.
Oh my
Let this be
God.
a sign of goodwill to come.
Oh my golly God. I think the Arevaci have realised that they're in dire straits. They want to become our client state and a peace treaty. Oh dear. What to do? What to do? What would be the ultimate embarrassment for them? Would it be to have them bend the knee and become our client state? Or would it be to wipe them off the face of the earth? I think ultimately it depends upon the provincial situation. Now Carthagenesis, I'm not sure, but I think it's made up of Ars, Numantia and Carthagast. If I was to let them be, we wouldn't unify this province under one banner, and we wouldn't reap any benefits of doing that. If they held a land that was in a province completely different to what we were already conquering, then maybe I might be more inclined to let them slide. But no, I want the whole province to myself, and the mere fact that you have caused me no end of problems, this time this is one client state that I'm not willing to take. I've allowed several other client states into my midst. The Arevaci, unfortunately, I'm not going to be one of them. Of course, as we expand our empire and uncover more factions, neighbour more factions, the turn times increase with the movements of the AI. I mean, it's good to see what they're doing, but it's going to get to a stage where I think, you know what? I'll either cut this out of the video and just summarise some of the key movements, or I'll just skip AI movement. One or the other. And who has died on us? Who has bit the dust? Place your bets now! I'm thinking it's going to be... what's his name? Spurious Flavus. That's my guess. He receives his triumph, and then the next turn he bites the dust. The Treveri trade has no longer possible, and I've got a feeling that they are going to be gone. I think the Arevaci have eradicated them. That's bad news. Sabotage in Ars. And it's actually Marcus Attilius Regulus, an admiral. We need to pick a new one. Right, okay. We've got other houses, House of Junia and House of Julia. Wonder if we should have him as a general. Keep him free for our next legion, or if Calvus dies, he could take over Legio Sanguine. So we'll keep him spare, and we'll replace with him. Other houses: Lucius, Suedius, Scaurus. God, these names—they're not too easy to pronounce. Right, we'll go for this ship. We'll go for a tower ship. Not that we use fleets at all, but you never know. I am building the docks down here, military wharfs and harbours and things to try and what do you call it? To try and build up a navy-producing area here. Anyway, what was I looking at? Yes, I was looking up here to see what the hell was going on with my client state, the Treveri, and yes, they have been dispatched. They have been dispatched. It's a crying shame. Of course, the Arevaci are not at war with us. They're not hostile, but they're definitely unfriendly. So before we go prancing off into deepest, darkest, rainy Britannia, I think we need to take care of this situation and bring it under Roman rule. I think barbaric lawlessness in these parts has gone on for long enough. So we'll get to doing that once we've sorted this situation out down here. Speaking of which, as we zoom down there, they are raiding us, which is playing hell with the public order. So we could really do with dispatching these people ASAP. But I don't want to take him away from there, because if I do that, then they will attack the city. So we really could do with our units getting down here as quickly as possible. So who's staying and who's going? Legio Gladius. You're not quite fully replenished, but that does not matter.
Ready for orders.
Because I have a mission of gross importance. Get yourself into quick march, and get yourself down to Kant Hadasht. We have some business to take care of. So off he tootles. There we go. So hopefully in the next turn we can take him off forced march and attack Kant Hadasht before they get to reinforce it with some decent troops, and hopefully one legion will be enough to do the business. Right. We also need to pacify what we've conquered. So starting with Tarraco here. Everything seems to be hunky-dory. We're plus in the public order front. The buildings are close to being constructed, so everything here is going swimmingly. We like that. Numantia, unfortunately, isn't looking quite so rosy. This needs upgrading to level 2. And then we're going to need to start looking at some alternative buildings. Now, the public order is suffering because of raiding, I think, as one of the main problems, amongst others, like the cultural difference, the fact that there are certain characters here that are causing unrest. So we're going to be struggling to keep this place peaceful. But it doesn't matter, we'll do our best. And I think what we need is another farm for food, and we need another temple to assist with public order. And we'll just let the buildings carry on. And, well, he might as well. He's already doing it. He's already using military fervour to assist there. So, despite our best efforts, it looks like public order here is really suffering. So bring him down. Right, this is a fleet, and we don't have a fleet here. This would be transport ships if we were to fight this, which we would really suffer heavy losses. So we can't do anything about that. Right, okay, so next turn should strike out here, and it all should be rosy.
How can I help?
Move him in. And the next turn we'll try and demolish or poison the wells to lower the garrison numbers slightly to assist us in the upcoming battle. So that's fine. I wonder how far he can move in one turn. He can move down to there. On a forced march he could reinforce. There's this little ragtag band as well, the Blazing Fury of Nito. Okay. Just going to take a look at the province screen and see if there's anything worth highlighting. That's going down, that's going down. We know about them, we know about this, everyone else is on the increase, so there's nothing else really for us to worry about. No levels up. So we'll just go through the news, double check a couple of things. War declared, Pontus on Seleucid. A few construction reports. Trespasser, Arevaci. They've obviously trespassed through and then they've swanned off somewhere else, so that's fine, they're not lingering. Household expands. Master Trader. That's nice. Troubled Populace. And there goes the Ordicinian Kingdom and the Treveri in one swoop. They both are eradicated. I'm just wondering who took out the Ordicinian Kingdom, or whatever it's called, because it was here. It looks like the Macedon have taken them out. Oops. Excuse me. Yeah, they were. I'm sure they were here. All of this is owned by Macedon, so it must be them that have taken them out. Our military allies, the Diorsi, still seem to be thriving pretty nicely. So, building work done, unit agents and armies done. Massalia seem to be suffering attrition for some reason. Maybe they don't have enough food in their little settlement. Tolosa is actually beginning to get pacified a little bit. -6 now, it is on the decrease, and when this temple is built, maybe, just maybe, we might be able to salvage something from there? Who knows? We need to keep an eye on this. Can't allow them to get out of control. And the Iceni are still harassing our client state. The Rati. Fear not, Rati! Give us about 3 years. We shall assist you. Just hold out for that 3 years, and we promise we shall land our legions on the shores of Britannia and show you how a real conquering mission should be accomplished. And it looks like the Arevaci haven't taken their fleet down to reinforce Kart Hadasht. The Massalia have even come forth to attack the Arevaci in a bit of petty revenge.
Will you not give our people a
Shut
little
up.
go?
It's like in the playground at school. You've got two little kids that are fighting, and it's all, 50-50, and one's giving the other one a good hiding and whatever else. And then one of the kids' bigger brothers comes along and hammers down on the other kid and teaches him a lesson. And then, he then gets all cocky. Military sabotage. Who's this now? Yeah, the big brother's little brother then gets a big pair of balls because he's got his big brother's backing. Massalia now happy to launch their attacks knowing that Rome will assist, whereas when they were under siege they were quiet as mice. Some more construction reports. Our cities are growing beautifully. We like this. Enemy army in full retreat. Was that due to us or due to our client state? And a lot of our generals are beginning to like Greeks. Now, is this because of the fact that we have a Greek-based ally, or what? I don't know. But this can't be good for our own culture in our settlements, because these people will surely be spreading Greek culture somewhere in our empire. And these people are outraged. Well, isn't that something fresh? Right. Look, they're here again. The Turdetani are here, actually. No, this is different. I thought these were the thingamabobsies. These guys. The Cantabri. You know who I meant. They're not. It is somebody completely different. Isn't that something else? Right, Numantia. Oh, look at that. Just like that. A click of a finger. -47. +15. Phew. Pacification is beginning to take shape. Upgrade the farms, and now everything in Iberia seems to be hunky-dory. Right. Now, unfortunately, whether this was a ploy on the Turdetani's part or not, I am blocked. I can't change my stance. They've got me penned in. I can't move.
On the move.
I mean, for God's sake, what the hell do you think you're doing? Clever indeed. Wonder if this was a trick. Bit of diplomacy on the Arevaci's part. Buy us some more time. Block their army off and we'll recruit some more defences at Kart Hadasht. The cheeky mares. Right, well, whilst we're waiting patiently, let's see what we can, what trouble we can get up to around here. I'll start with you.
I can't.
Might assassinate your general for a starter. Go on, let's give it a whirl. Woo! Bye-bye, Segolatios. Concealed blade slitting his throat, whilst he slept peacefully in bed. That's what you get, Arevaci, for sending your minions to block my path. Right. Anyway, well, seeing as we can't now move, I don't think there's much else for us to do. We can spend a little bit of cash here, so what we're going to do, we can upgrade this, going to cost -4 to public order, don't want that right now. 1 auxiliary camp, 1 manipular barracks, and 1, I think we'll go for the practice castrum. I like the practice castrum. And for here, we could go for a amphitheatre to assist with public order. Seeing as we don't have a unified province, it would come in handy. We don't really need the food. Don't really need the library, I suppose. Wine, we're getting a decent income now, so we're not too bothered about trade and cattle trader. Slaves, I don't like slaves. We never use slaves anyway, really. We never sort of played the slave game, if you will. Don't really enslave people and stuff like that. So, yeah, we'll go for the public order assistance. So I think that's that. We have to wait now another turn due to being blocked in. It's a crying shame. Just take another peek up here, making sure things are not progressing in a manner that we don't want to see. You know, the Arevaci seem to be okay. The Iceni just raiding at the moment, not landing. They it is a fleet, not landing ashore against the Rati. Okay, the Rati don't seem to be taking any of the settlements over here, so that's fine. Oh boy, the Iceni have got quite a lot of fleets there.
I dare not ask much for my people. Only a single payment to replenish our sadly diminished coffers.
Your coffers are sadly diminished, so in return for replenishing them, you want to offer a military alliance. This is a quite interesting proposition. They're at war with Armenia. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm sure Armenia is one of the provinces we need to take to ensure victory. So we'll be heading over there eventually anyway. The Macedon are friends with our friends. They're friends with the Arevaci, the RDA, Sparta, Athens, as are we. So they're friends with our friends. They're enemies with the Seleucids. We don't really like the Seleucids. So this to me seems like actually almost like a match made in heaven. Military alliance with the Macedon for 4,830 denarii, if you will. Why the hell not?
Excellent news.
Excellent news! I agree.
A treaty between us would please the gods and give our enemies much to think about.
Sparta and defensive alliance? Not bothered about defensive alliance. Come back with a full-blown one,
I wonder what
and we might talk. So we've got ourselves a new friend, Macedon, to add to the Arevaci. We've rejected the RDA a couple of times. Maybe we should bring them along for the ride as well, like one big happy family. No wonder our generals are beginning to like Greeks. And yes, as I feared, the Arevaci are beginning to spawn more units the longer we take to capture Karhadasht. Nope,
We are
not bothered. Although the Messalians are sending what looks like another bit of an army down.
To a wise woman, and all speak of a treaty, and our elders see greatness in you.
All speak of a treaty. 590 for a non-aggression pact. Well, it would be good for now. It would serve a purpose, because I would hate to be attacked by these people whilst I'm busy down here. So yeah, fair enough. We'll go for non-aggression. Buy us a bit of time. Sweeten the relationship.
Can you spare men to cut a few throats? These people need death. They would welcome it at your hands.
I want to say yes, but it's not quite right. We're almost there. But with Iceni ships sailing across the North Shore in their numbers, I really don't think we want to be starting a war until we have our units in place. So, as much as it pains me, I know we're supposed to be your overlords, but you're big enough and bold enough to protect yourselves right now. You can cope for a little bit longer. Just give me some time. That's all I'm asking. Just a tiny, tiny bit more time. Let me deal with what I got to deal with, then I'll be there. With bells and whistles on if you want. Doing the can-can. Right, war declared. Miss Aisley on the Arevaci, they're getting involved now. So the Arevaci are making enemies at every turn. Their demise is inevitable. Population increasing in Celtica, in Aquitania. Some more constructions have been completed, especially around the foods line, which means we get nice, now healthy 69 food surplus. A loyal trait gained. Loyalty is good. That's further away than we need to worry about. And Carthagenesis are unhappy. Is that because they're rising or because they're falling? It's because they're rising. So all of our settlements, apart from Provincia, are rising in public order. That's good to see. Provincia is down to up to -3. From -6 a couple of turns ago, now -3. We are in the right direction here, so we'll just keep on keeping on, and I'm sure Tolosa will come round to Roman rule without too much issue. Right then. So here we go. This is going to be quite the fight. You see, Carthage, they have a small army here. They have a fleet. They'll have a garrison fleet. They'll have a garrison army. And they'll have this army as well. So, altogether, they're going to have, what's that, 11, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 33 units to my 20. Our troop quality is better, and we have more artillery than they do. It won't be an easy fight, but if we delay any longer, it's not going to get any easier. So we're going to have to bite the bullet and do this. So here we go. It's game on. Or is it? Can we reach? Yes, we can. One thing we could do to assist in the first instance is take care of their biggest army. And rather funnily enough, their biggest army is actually their garrison. So if we poison the wells,
How can I assist you?
chance of success 77%.
I like.
Yes!
I have seen it
So
done.
the garrison forces are a little bit depleted in their number due to the wells being poisoned. And Legio Gladius, led by the General Faustus Longinus. We have Praetorians, First Cohort, Veteran Legionaries, Ballista. We should be okay. Let's dance.
Victory for Rome!
Well, I'll tell you something. If the auto-resolve is quoting us to be quite heavy favourites, then when I fight this on the battlefield, we really should not be blundering this. But then again, it's me behind the wheel. So blunders could well be a possibility.